Follow the signs to the end of the road. And don't let the rain make you lose control. And don't be afraid when it's time to go. Just follow your signs to the end of your road.
Hello, welcome to Paramusic TV. I'm Johnny Long. On this episode of My Past Investigations, I'm going to be presenting evidence from an investigation from 2016 at a restaurant and bar in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. I'm not at liberty to reveal the name at the moment, but I am acquainted with the new owners and hope to be able to investigate this place again soon. Also, there's a child who's quite gifted, whose role in this investigation is remarkable. Everywhere he told me to go, I received valid EVP responses. In fact, of all the cases I've investigated, the spirits here were probably the most cooperative. I think you'll see what I mean shortly. Now, all the evidence is audio, EVPs and spirit boxes. I didn't have a video camera at that point in time. So the first piece I'm going to show was at the very beginning of the investigation. The man who built this place, who is known to have died in the building, his name is George, and when the former owner asks George to speak, the response that comes is what I would call familiar. I think you'll see what I mean here in a second. So let's take a listen. Is there anybody in here?
Say hey to me, George. I talk to you all the time.
Said hey.
Oh.
That was the only response we got there. Now, there's an upstairs loft that overlooks the restaurant. And I already knew that was a hotbed of activity. And that's where we went next. And we were up there for a few minutes, and the child that I spoke of earlier said he saw a man downstairs. We went down and he showed me where he saw him. And when I reached the area, which was right next to a pantry, it was noticeably colder. And that's when I would catch this next EVP.
And I saw him.
Alright. Just now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Then looked me up and I saw him.
Feels a little cooler back here. Feels a little cooler back here. Feels a little cooler back here. Now, while I was looking around in the pantry area, the child would tell me that he saw a figure walk from the upstairs loft down into the second dining area. And again, I would receive another intriguing EVP.
Like, it was right back here, and it went through there, and then it was gone. I couldn't see anymore.
Anyone back here? Anyone back here? Anyone back here? You tell us your name. My name's Johnny. You tell us your name. My name's Johnny. You tell us your name. My name's Johnny. Again, I'm struck by the tone of familiarity. But remember, the Mile High Band was the house band at that time, so that may play a part. But as seemed to be the tone of the investigation, we would again be drawn to the upstairs loft. Spirits tend to find places where they can be alone. And I think the loft was that place. We would again hear from George, whom I have come to believe denies he's dead, judging from the EVP I captured. There is also a response on the spirit box, which I believe it's saying a name which might apply to a spirit that we encounter later on a future investigation, but anyway, listen for that too.
Tell us your name, please. What's just going on downstairs?
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah. What is your name? George. George. George.
How many spirits are here besides you, George? Is this George we're still talking to? Yep. Is this George we're still talking to? Yep. Is this George we're still talking to? Yep.
For the most part, that was the end of the activity. I mean, we got a few probably hard to understand responses, but for the most part, it had died down. So we ended that investigation, and about maybe a couple of weeks later, me and Brian decided to investigate the upstairs loft one more time. And again, I have to marvel at the cooperation displayed here. I don't think I've ever encountered anything quite like this. I've had encounters with spirits before that, you know, seem to bond with me, I guess, on some level, but this was quite extraordinary.
Anybody up here?
Something just changed when you said that.
Yeah. Who's with us? You remember me coming here the other day with my niece? Is it standing next to me?
Well, it's right where you were talking. That's why I wanted to walk away from him and come back. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was showing something different on the screen.
You had to spell it?
Not that time.
I remember. I remember. I recorded it.
Can you say that again?
Now that's the kind of evidence that a paranormal investigator lives for. To have things verified on several pieces of equipment at the same time. I was getting EVPs. The EMF detector spiked on the Ghost Radio app, and let me speak about that. Now, the Ghost Radio app I've been using. It's maybe not 100% relevant in its responses, but like the Ovilus devices, it's a word generator that a spirit can use to make words. And sometimes you get nonsense, but sometimes you get very relevant responses. So on this piece of evidence, not only do I have it saying one thing on the Ghost Radio app, but it repeats it as an EVP when we asked it to repeat itself. So that's the kind of evidence that you just, what else can you say? 2 or 3 devices are saying something's there and you're communicating with it. There's no negative spirits there. None of them gave me any problems. They didn't tell me to go away, and a lot of the things that you do get sometimes from spirits. And that's the end of this episode of my past investigations. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.